Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this meeting of the Outer North East Community Committee. My name is Councillor Norma Harrington, and I'll be chairing. The Outer North East Community Committee covers the Adland Wharfdale ward. I'm happy to welcome those members. Thank you very much. All Woodley, Harewood and Wetherby wards as before, and is a committee where ward councillors have an opportunity to discuss and make decisions about services and priorities for the local area, and also consider funding applications for local community projects and youth activities. Could I remind everyone that today's meeting is being live streamed on the City Council YouTube channel so that the public can observe the meeting without needing to be present. Could I now invite members and officials to introduce themselves and mute your microphone once you've introduced yourself, please. And I'll start with officers on my left and just continue round. Thank you.
Elaine Matson, Localities Officer for Outer North East.
Jane Patterson, Programme Manager in the Communities team.
Councillor Lynn Buckley, representing All Woodley Ward.
Good evening, Councillor Neil Buckley, also All Woodley Ward.
Good evening, everybody. Councillor Alan Lamb, representing the Wetherby Ward.
Good evening, Councillor Barry Anderson, Adland Wharfdale Ward.
Hello, I'm Councillor Caroline Anderson. I represent Adland Wharfdale Ward.
Hello, Councillor Stevenson, representing the Harewood Ward.
Councillor Sam Firth, also from the Harewood Ward.
Councillor Matthew Robinson, also from the Harewood Ward.
Councillor Penny Stables, Wetherby Ward.
Afternoon, Billy Flynn, Councillor for Adland Wharfdale Ward.
Good evening, Toby Russell, Clerk to the committee.
So can the clerk please run through agenda items 1 to 5?
Thank you, Chair. So, item number 1, we have no appeals against the refusal of inspection of documents. Item number 2, there are no items which would require the exclusion of the press or the public. Item number 3 is late items. So we do have a formal late item today, which is titled the King's Award for Voluntary Services. And then there was also the supplementary information pack, which related to the finance report, and these were all circulated to members prior to the meeting. Item number 4, can I ask members to declare any interests? No, thank you. And item number 5 is apologies. And I believe we're just waiting for Lord Mayor Dan Cohen, and I will note his apologies accordingly. Thank you, Chair.
So there is an item here about from the Community Green Group, and I'm a trustee, so I will not be voting.
Thank you. Okay, so agenda item 6 is minutes of the previous meeting. To confirm as a correct record the minutes of the meeting held on the 30th of July 2025. Are there any matters arising? No, everybody's sitting there looking. Okay, thank you very much. So then we move on to the item 7, which is the open forum. And we're very pleased to welcome Sue, who's come to talk to us about the King's Award for Voluntary Service. And you have about 10 minutes, Sue. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. I know that you're very busy, and I'm grateful to you for allowing me a few minutes. So just very briefly to introduce myself, I'm a Deputy Lieutenant for West Yorkshire, recently retired, but I've been involved for many years with the King's Award for Voluntary Service. This is an award that is given to voluntary organisations. It's the highest award that a voluntary organisation can get. It's extremely prestigious, and it can help the organisations. And the reason I've come here to the committee meeting tonight is to ask everybody for your help with this so that we can work together. And I just want to say that I notice a few eyes of concern about this, and I want to reassure you that the questions going through your mind about how much is this going to cost us and how much time is it going to take us, to reassure you that it will cost absolutely nothing, and the only time that it will take you is the time to send me an email with the name of an organisation and a contact person. And the reason is because we in the Lieutenancy know there are wonderful small, medium and large organisations out in the community. We don't know who they are, but you as councillors know what goes on in your ward, and you know who these organisations are. The reason I'm grateful to come and talk to you today is because this year's scheme, or the scheme for 2026, has just opened for nominations on the 1st of September, going through to the 1st of December. So we're actively looking for organisations to be nominated. A group that wins the award, it's immensely helpful to them when they want to apply for funding. If they win it, they keep it for life. So the lieutenancy will look at the organisations. If we're given the names, we will contact them. We will check with them as to whether they might be eligible or not. If they are eligible, we can talk through what needs to be done, and we can support the organisations to put in a nomination. So there's an awful lot of help and support there. So I don't need to go into the details of how the scheme works. There are many organisations who have won it in the past, but in the 15 years between 2004 and 2019, only 6 organisations won the award in the Leeds area. Since then, as a lieutenancy, we've been proactively trying to find more organisations, and since 2021, we've had 4 organisations who've won. 2022, 5 organisations. The following year, 7 organisations, and then 4. So this work that we're doing is really helpful. It doesn't matter what work the organisation does. There's a wide variety of things that they do. From last year, the Farsley Rehoboth Burial Ground. There's Middleton Elderly Aid. There's organisations like the Black Health Initiative, Catch, Dance Action Zone, Leeds, Freedom for Girls. There's a whole host. I'm not going to go through them all. You don't even have to write down my email details, because I've got a card to give to each of you with all of my contact details on it. So please just the name of an organisation that you think might be eligible or is worth putting forward for an award, and a contact person if possible. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. Having worked with an organisation, I'm no longer involved with them, but who won the Queen's Award at the last Queen's Award, and then they made a bit of a mess on the certificate. So we've actually got 2 certificates, which is absolutely wonderful for us because it means we're unique. But again, the work that went into that application form, it is not onerous. So if people out, I mean, there may well be people watching us live, there may well be people that look at the YouTube channel afterwards, but it's not an immense job to actually fill in the nomination, and you will give support if they actually need it. So that's really good. So has anybody got any questions? Councillor Stables.
I just wanted to ask you, is there a limit on the number who win each year, and what happens if they do win?
I don't think there's a limit. It is a difficult award to win because it's so prestigious. So I think we think that probably just slightly less than 50% of organisations who apply actually win the award. There's no money involved, but they have a presentation of a certificate and some glassware from the King. There's a presentation ceremony they get. There's a lot of publicity that comes out of it and local interest, and it helps to promote that organisation, because part of the process is that the lieutenancy will go out and do a very thorough assessment of the organisation. So anybody who has won the award and wants to apply for funding, funders will know that they are a really well-run organisation and they do wonderful work. As I say, there's no financial benefit in terms of, they don't win any money, but they do win the prestige that goes with it. There isn't a limit per se. It's just I think it depends on if a whole host of organisations covering a similar area, like for example, elderly services, applied in a year, that what they want to do is single out the one that is the most exceptional. So it's not, as I say, it's not an easy award, but it is. I don't think there's any specific limit to the number per se.
I have Councillor Flynn and then Councillor Firth.
Thanks, Norma. Sue, is the King's Award in lieu of an individual honour, or can you get both?
So the King's Award is for an organisation. It is completely separate from individual honours, and that is a separate process. We do come across people within organisations who have been doing exceptional work, and if we come across somebody, we can put that person forward for an individual honour as well, but that's nothing to do with the King's Award. The King's Award effectively goes to an organisation and all of the volunteers in it, so it's an award for the organisation, not for the individual. That's separate.
Councillor Firth.
Thank you, Sue, and thank you again for your presentation. And one thing I wanted to ask was, we've had a few win it in our area. Apologies, Chair, I'll turn that down in a minute. A few have won it in our area in the past. What involvement does the King actually have? And does he actually see the applications, or who are the judges that decide who gets the award?
I'm not sure he sees all of the applications. I think what happens is that once an assessment has been done by the lieutenancy, those nominations go back to a committee in London, and it's the committee in London who decides. I know that he personally signs every certificate that is received, and so I think he does get to actually see and hear about that organisation. I believe also that two members of a winning organisation are invited to a garden party, so they do have the opportunity to do that. That's part of the award, that they get invited to a garden party.
Councillor Neil Buckley.
Thank you. I was just thinking of two organisations in my ward, and one is entirely staffed by volunteers, and the other one is nearly all volunteers, but they have 2 or 3 professional directors. Now, are they disqualified?
Potentially no is the short answer, and that is something that we would look into as a lieutenancy. It doesn't matter if there are paid staff in an organisation. The criteria is that the organisation has to be volunteer-led, which means that although there are paid staff, that it's the volunteers who drive the organisation. And there was one organisation who won it last year, an organisation called Think Like a Pony, where almost all of the staff are paid. And the reason for that is because there are serious safeguarding issues, and therefore the people who are actually carrying out the work, much of the work, need to have all of the proper security checks and so forth. However, the work that they do and the way that the organisation is led is by the volunteers, and the volunteers have quite a lot to do with it, but they make the decisions about how that organisation should work. And they were thrilled to get it. Any organisation who has won the award will speak about the benefits and the excitement and the prestige that it brings to them.
Right, well, I don't think there are any more questions, Sue, but thank you very much. If you want to just leave the cards, then Toby will make sure that they get pushed out to everybody. You are, of course, very welcome to stay, but we're quite happy for you to go. Right, so the agenda item 8 is the North East Community Committee Forward Plan, and Elaine is going to talk about that.
Hi, so the forward plan at the moment is blank because the delivery groups haven't had a chance to meet yet. What we did do last time is we affirmed the champions for each of the delivery groups. We also asked for representations from each ward. We've still got a couple where we are wanting nominees really from each of the groups, and I can do that today with you all if we go through them one by one, or if you wish to email them in to me, I can send them out by email.
How many vacancies have we got that we haven't got filled?
So Children's Services, we're wanting a representation from Adel and Wharfdale and a representation from Alwoodley.
So I guess you maybe ward colleagues from those two wards need to think about that, and can we get back to Elaine as soon as possible, because with the new system the delivery groups have to meet and I personally don't want Outer North East Community Committee to be the one that is the last to get set up with all the delivery groups. We are already questioning the fact that champions haven't actually met with executive board members yet, so we can hardly question that and then not have our own delivery groups set up. So I would appreciate you getting back to Elaine by the end of this week, please. Thank you.
The other one, Health and Wellbeing, a representative from Alwoodley and Harewood. I also have Community Safety, representative from Alwoodley, and then Environment, Alwoodley and Harewood as well.
That is all in the papers, so you will see it. It'll act as an aid memoir for you. Thank you very much. Anything else? No? Okay. So, agenda item number 9 is the Outer North East Community Finance Report, and that's Elaine.
So finance report went out a little bit late, but it's just an ask if anybody had any questions before I run through the figures. The Wellbeing Fund position, the Outer North East was asked to note that there's a remaining balance of 78,423 for wellbeing. YAF, I've just lost YAF. There is no information available at the moment currently for SIL or capital. And unfortunately, I seem to have mislaid YAF. And YAF is there. So YAF is 37,855 and 33. And we do have some funding applications to go through. And as part of the new arrangements, they are actually approved at committee by the 12 of you. So if I can run through them one by one. The first one is for Adel and Wharfdale, which is Arthington Cricket Club. The amount requested is 2,400. If I can ask members to let me know whether they wish to approve or decline. Yeah, nodding, thank you. I also have Cranmer Bank Bench for Alwoodley, which is 2,350. Everybody's in agreement? Yeah. We also have Lingfield Shutter. It's a repair and a small refurbishment to the Lingfield Centre in Alwoodley for 5,000. There's also for Alwoodley a small ring fence to cover the winter gritting period of 5,000 to fill the grit bins. Yeah, I've got Barrick in Elmit Beer Festival for 500. Thanks. And then I've got the East Keswick Village Hall Energy Efficiency and Carbon Reduction Project, and they've requested 8,000.
Yep, just because we have an environmental fund within the Harewood ward in which we like to contribute to certain projects. We only have £2,000 left in it, so I think our desire is to grant them what's left in the pot, the 2,000, which although it's 6,000 short, we'll then work with them to try and find other grants in the community.
Thanks, Councillor Stevenson. We have the Bramham Christmas tree and Christmas lights for £1,735.20.
I think we're quite happy to give some money towards the Bramham Christmas lights. I think the idea was that we were looking at probably £1,000 between the three of us to that. There is there are other places that they could go to for quotes to actually find out about the Christmas trees, because it does seem an awful lot of money, and they are actually, the village is located right next to Bramham Estate, who also sell Christmas trees. So I think that was a discussion that we'd had, certainly with Elaine. Are we all happy with that, to say 1,000 between the three of us? Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Harrington. We have a request of £545 for the Boston Spa Weatherby and Villages Community Green Group, and I note your abstention. We have actually gone back to the applicant to ask for some additional information, so for today that application will be deferred, and I will come back to you all on that one.
Can we undertake that on a DDN, if it's, because it will be time sensitive?
We can. And the last one is Walton Events for 2,000 for their seasonal events, the bonfire and the Christmas lights switch on.
And Councillor Lamb?
So I'm just going to say on the last one, on the Green Group application, and in principle want to support it, and if it's an issue, then we can look at MICE as well if the timing is an issue, to speed it up. But I think it's good practice to see the accounts and things, so we're not giving a small grant to an organisation that's got thousands and thousands of pounds. And on this application, I need to recuse myself from it because I'm involved in one of the events.
So, Councillor Stables, I think we were quite happy to fund it. Not been any change on that, so we're happy for that. Thank you very much. So do we need to take an en bloc thing that says the committee agrees them all?
No, the committee has agreed. I've seen the nod and the show of hands as it's gone round. So thank you.
Do members want to ask any questions about the finance report? Nope. Okay, thank you. So that was very quick. Agenda item number 10 is to note the date and time of the next meeting as Monday the 1st of December at 5:30 p.m. here. Okay, thank you very much.